Oh, we got a penalty kick? Heck yeah, here it comes, boys. Penalty kick. Oh my. The game is on the line. 5.5 minutes left. 0-0. Penalty kick. I don't know. And it's 1-0 Riders.
Metcalf was able to hold that, but they stayed with the puck back behind the net. Blue got it, took a chance out in front to Zeal with a tap in that will score. Parks out of the shotgun, takes the snap, stepping, looking, back shoulder fade to Mackey, and he catches it for a Red River touchdown.
It's time for the best in local sports coverage with KNOX Live Sports and News Radio 1310 KNOX.
Puck goes free to the high slot, picked up Lovejoy, wrister, and he scores. Reardon working right side, defended the entire way. A stop by Dookie. She looks into J.C. Reardon, the high-low is there.
The following is a presentation of KNOX Live Sports, presented by Rivard's Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales.
Off to the right, down to the doorstep. Hoganson, a backhander, he scores. What a play for Griffin Hoganson.
Let's go live to tonight's presentation.
We welcome you back to our coverage of high school soccer tonight on the Rivard's Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports this evening. We are at Cushman Field tonight here in Grand Forks, where it is senior night this evening, and we're looking forward to what should be a really, really fun night tonight as the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders get set to go up against the West Fargo Packers this evening in what should be a lively affair to run out the regular season for Grand Forks Red River with the state tournament berth on the line. We welcome you to our coverage of high school soccer tonight on the Rivard's Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports. I'm Ryan Cunningham with you here this evening. Joey Springer will have our videography work for us here at Cushman Field tonight, and it's the end of the regular season, and that means there's one more chance tonight for Grand Forks Red River to tack on points in their conference standings and try to find their way back into a state tournament. And this has been a very inspired team over the last couple of weeks. Things did not start well for Grand Forks Red River. A loss at the beginning of the season to Fargo South, who proved a lot of people wrong. Right now, the Bruins are the top team in the Eastern Dakota Conference, and they were certainly not picked there. So that was a setback, and there were a couple of other setbacks along the way that caused Grand Forks Red River some friction. But they decided to galvanize, and in their last 5 matches, they've scored 10 of their 15 points in the Eastern Dakota Conference standings, and that has put them in 3rd place, rather 10 of their 18 conference points coming into tonight, and that's put them in 3rd place in the Eastern Dakota Conference. They're a game ahead of Fargo Shanley and Fargo Davies, but those two teams will meet tomorrow night, and so the scenarios are not yet clear for Grand Forks Red River. They know one thing. Tonight is the last night that they have to score points in the Eastern Dakota Conference. The other teams that are chasing them for a final spot or 2 inside the state tournament, well, that comes up on Thursday night when Fargo Davies and Fargo Shanley will play. However, there are some scenarios tonight where Red River, with a win in this matchup, would have the opportunity to clinch. What they would need is neither Shanley nor Davies to come up with a victory in their matchups tonight. So it's a little convoluted. And talking earlier today with Pat Coulter, the head coach of Red River, he was a little frustrated that the schedule worked out the way it did, where Shanley and Davies have a game in hand on Grand Forks Red River going into the regular season ending. The reason being, you need to know if you can play for a draw or if you have to open things up for a victory, that type of thing, and Red River will not have that advantage tonight. They will have an advantage, though, in playing a team that struggled throughout the course of the season. The last time they played West Fargo, it was a 6-0 victory. Now, that was early in the year, and Red River's preparing for a team that's going to be better than they were the last time around. So this is a Rough Rider team that will play, even though they're the favorite tonight, like they're the underdog. They're going to play as if they've got something that they have to go get, and that spot would be a spot in the state tournament. And a loss here tonight would put that in a precarious situation. A win here tonight, they'd close up senior night here at Cushman Field, feeling very good about their chances to continue to play in the state tournament. Now, what it will take for Grand Forks Red River to get there, that's a little bit of a different story. They've become a little healthier as the season has gone on. Thor Seeger, a guy who is promising to factor in very deeply into their plans this year, started the season injured, but he's making his way back in, and he's added a great spot of depth to the forward crew for Grand Forks Red River, and the Rough Riders seem to have definitely taken advantage of what it is that he can do for this team offensively. And that's what they'll need. They're going to be concentrating on the offensive side. They're going to be concentrating on the midfield side against a West Fargo team that will play more likely concentrating on defending the midfield, defending their defensive third, and trying to keep an offensive team like Grand Forks Red River out of the net tonight. But a spot in the state tournament could very definitely be on the line tonight for Grand Forks Red River. A win is what they absolutely have to have in this one, and so we'll see a pretty inspired team getting ready to go after it tonight. And with senior night, probably all the inspiration they're going to need to try to finish up their regular season with a victory this evening. That's how we set things up for you tonight at Cushman Field, and we set it up for you courtesy of our premier sports partners. And those premier sports partners include Rivard's Turf and Forage, a premium seed dealer in Grand Forks. You can find them online at rivards.com, and you can also find Grand Trailer Sales online as well. Grand Trailer Sales is your home for all things trailer in East Grand Forks. For those of you taking a look at our screen, we apologize for our graphics getting jumbled. Something must have happened between now and then. We had this all set up, but I think they made some changes with our scoreboard over there that has caused that to realign. Don't worry, we'll have those all matched up for you in a couple of moments. Grand Trailer Sales, your home for all things trailer in East Grand Forks on Highway 2 East, bringing you our coverage along with Rivard's Turf and Forage, premium seed dealer in Grand Forks. Check out their products online at rivards.com. We've got a lot to do in our pregame report tonight, our player spotlight. We will talk with one of the players, Brady Robertson, from this Grand Forks Red River Rough Rider team, and the comments of Pat Coulter, the head coach of Grand Forks Red River, coming up here in our pregame report as well. All brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel and True North Equipment. And our starting lineups and soccer set to go tonight for a 7 o'clock kickoff here at Cushman Field as all the pageantry of senior night is underway right now. It's Grand Forks Red River in West Fargo tonight on the Rivard's Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. We continue our pregame report next.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
This is the KNOX pregame show, brought to you by True North Equipment, true to your values, driven by you, and Signature Graphics and Apparel. Make your vision come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer tonight on the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports this evening. Ryan Cunningham with you here tonight as we make our way into the regular season finale that we have for tonight. Should be a fantastic matchup that we have for you this evening as Grand Forks Central gets set to go up in their regular season finale this evening. They will face the West Fargo Packers tonight at what should be a very spirited matchup for Grand Forks Red River coming into the evening. Ryan Cunningham with you again. Joey Springer will have our videography work that we have coming up for you tonight. It's been a great season of Grand Forks Central and Grand Forks Red River Soccer, and we've been happy to bring it to you this evening. Our pregame report tonight brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel, and brought to you tonight by True North Equipment, true to your values, ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley. Well, throughout the course of the season, we've had the opportunity to get to know some of the student athletes that we have here at Grand Forks Red River. We've been talking to athletes in volleyball. We'll have more of that coming up on Thursday night when Central and Red River face each other in the crosstown rivalry. Also, we've had a chance to talk to our football athletes throughout the season. And now we have another opportunity to talk with one of our soccer athletes. And this was a fun interview to take on. Brady Robertson is joining us tonight as our player spotlight guest. Brady Robertson from this Red River team that talks a lot about, well, just being a part of this team trying to chase down a state championship. Another one of those students that really likes math as well. And also another one of those students from Grand Forks Red River that when he's not out there being a student athlete, when he's not in school and he's not working on a soccer game, seems to like the sport of golf as well. Throughout the course of our player spotlights this year, we found out that there's a lot of Red River golfers. Now, they're not playing golf, they're playing football, and they're playing soccer, and they're playing sports like that, but they obviously have a lot of fun playing the game of golf, and so it seems like that seems to be one of the favorite hobbies, one of the favorite pastimes that these Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders have. But it was fun to talk to Brady Robertson tonight. Our player spotlight interviews are brought to you this evening by Acme Equipment and Acme Tools, your Kubota dealer. Let's go ahead and check up with the highlights of our conversation with Brady Robertson from this Grand Forks Red River Rough Rider team and our player spotlight that we have tonight. You've been playing something that I would describe as determined soccer the last few weeks. Things got to a point where your back was against the wall and you guys started to put together some pretty nice moments, and you're on a roll right now. Do you feel good about what's going on with this team at this point?
Yeah, it feels great. We knew we had to come out and get some wins, get some points out of the EDC. We didn't start off the season too great. We went 0-3-1 in our first 4 games, and we knew to make the state tournament, we're going to have to pick it up. And I think we've done that in the second half of the season.
Well, you got a chance to try to get that done tonight against West Fargo and then perhaps move on to next week. And we'll talk more about that as the season goes along. But let's find out a little bit about you, Brady. We like to ask our player spotlight guests about how they found the sport that we're talking about. So let's go back in time, your youth. What is it that led you to soccer? Share maybe a memory that you have of when you were in your younger days of soccer, but kind of tell us how this whole journey started for Brady Robertson.
Honestly, it started from my brother. My brother played soccer. My older brother, Hunter, he now coaches at the JV team for us. And I just started playing soccer with him. And then I got into the rec program that they have here in Grand Forks. And then I've just been playing in the summer ever since, growing up with the same kids,
And do you have a memory from back when you were playing at the youth level that kind of stands out? Something that made you think, hey, this soccer is pretty cool.
I remember winning the Grand Forks tournament when we were 12 years old. All of us playing together. We went in the tournament. We were all going crazy. Just excited to get the win.
Absolutely. Winning a tournament is a fun time. Well, we'll see if we can't get you into another one of those coming up here after the night is over. Let's talk about you, the student. When you're the student part of student athlete, Brady Robertson, what do you like to take on in school? What are you studying? What do you want to take on as maybe a potential path after high school's over?
I really like math. I've excelled in math since I was young. And when I'm older, I either want to do something with finance, accounting, or I want to study law. I haven't really chosen one of those two paths, though, is what I've been thinking.
You know what? No hurry. You'll figure it out by the time you get there, right? You can take it easy.
Yeah.
I think so, anyway. Hey, how about some of the things that you like to do when you have an opportunity for some free time? We like to ask our guests in the player spotlight, when you're not being the student and you're not having to be in a practice or working out, that type of thing, as far as being an athlete, what do you like to do? What do you like to spend your time on, your hobbies?
In the summer, I like playing pickleball, golf, sports like that, hanging with friends. In the winter, I like to go ski. My family travels around many places and we go skiing. That's what I like to do in the winter. I like to skate as well.
Well, I've got good news for you on the skiing front. I saw that there's supposed to be something like 35 inches of snow in the mountains of Montana coming up here in a couple of weeks. I'm assuming that's where you go if you're not around here, right? Something like that?
We've gone to Montana. We go to Arizona and ski down there. My grandparents have a place down there, and we go up to Flagstaff and ski there.
Okay, well, you got some choices available to you, so that's good news. Let's wrap up with this. Being a Red River Rough Rider, tell us what it means to you. Tell us what it means to go out there and try to find a spot in the state tournament with this group of guys tonight.
It means a bunch. You know, I've played with these guys all 4 years now. We've got to know each other in the locker room, outside of the locker room. We have all just became almost a family.
Rider, tell us what it means to you. Tell us what it means to go out there and try to find a spot in the state tournament with this group of guys tonight.
It means a bunch. You know, I've played with these guys all 4 years now. We've got to know each other in the locker room, outside of the locker room. We have all just became almost a family.
Well, we apologize, a little bit of a technical difficulty that we had there in that situation, and for that, we certainly do apologize here tonight with the player spotlight coming to a conclusion a little bit too early, but Brady Robertson joining us, and I'll tell you what we'll do is when we get a little bit further on, I believe during halftime, we may be able to run that back for you. We likely know what the issue with that is, and so for those of you that were looking for the Brady Robertson player spotlight, we seem to have lost about a minute of that, but I think I might have an idea of what's going on there, and so hopefully at halftime, we'll be able to fix that up for you. My apologies on that, folks. Player spotlight tonight, we'll get more on that coming up later on in our pregame report. Well, as you can see, the countdown to kickoff is underway. We're under 14 minutes to go. Grand Forks Red River and West Fargo set for the regular season finale for Grand Forks Red River here tonight. So we better get along. Our pregame report brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel. Coming up, we'll show you the standings coming into tonight's matchup and talk with Pat Coulter, the head coach of Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders Soccer. So do stay with us. This is our coverage of high school soccer on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with Harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our #1.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job. If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
This is the KNOX pregame show. Brought to you by True North Equipment. True to your values, driven by you. And Signature Graphics and Apparel. Make your vision come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer tonight on the Rivards Turf and 4-H Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports. Our pregame report this evening brought to you this evening by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel. And brought to you tonight as well by True North Equipment, true to your values, ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley. Well, coming into tonight's matchup, we'd love to tell you about some of the scenarios that are going on with Grand Forks Red River trying to clinch their way into a state tournament. Problem is, the scenarios aren't exactly evened out as of yet. One of the reasons, Grand Forks Central right now has a 3-point lead in the number 3 spot in the conference. 4 teams will make it into the state tournament this year as normal. Red River with 18 points, currently leading Shanley and Davies by a game, by 3 full points. But both of them play tonight. They have varying degrees of difficulty in their matchups coming up tonight. And Grand Forks Red River will be done after the night is over, where Shanley and Davies have a game against each other coming up on Thursday. So nothing decided as of yet when it comes down to how these teams will qualify for the state tournament. So while we have the opportunity, let's go ahead and take a look at Drive for the title that we have for you tonight here on KNOX. And you can see tonight, Fargo South coming into this matchup is the leader with their 10-win record. They do have 1 loss in the conference, but 29 conference points. That puts them well out in front of their competition by better than 2 games coming into tonight. West Fargo Cheyenne has 22 points. Red River 18, 5 wins, 5 losses, 3 draws on the season. That puts them a game ahead of Fargo Shanley and a game ahead of Fargo Davies. Now, what's left, really, those are the contenders that we've got coming up tonight. And what you have left coming into this evening is Davies plays at Fargo North and Shanley plays at Fargo South. Tonight, you're rooting for the home teams. If Red River wins, both of those teams lose. Then you've got a Red River team that's going into the state tournament. Not only would they go into the state tournament, they go in as the number 3 seed out of the East. But if one of those teams win, there's still more to settle. Now, in looking through the scenarios, it seemed like Red River would win a tiebreaker with Fargo Shanley, but it's not certain if they would win a tiebreaker with Fargo Davies. That's why those scenarios are so important coming up. If Shanley were to lose tonight, Red River were to win, that would put Shanley in a situation where they would likely be out of the thing unless they beat Davies. Red River would be at 21 points. Shanley would still be down at 15 points. And of course, at that situation, Red River would not be able to be caught by Fargo Shanley. So they'd likely clinch a spot in that situation with a win and a Shanley loss tonight. But there's a lot to talk about going forward, and those scenarios are anything but clear tonight. That's Drive for the title. Again, South, Cheyenne, the leaders. Red River, Shanley, Davies, 2 of those 3 teams are moving on to the state tournament. That's a look at Drive for the title, and part of that will be fleshed out tonight. And that takes us to our coaches conversation that we have with this evening. Pat Coulter, the head coach of Grand Forks Red River, joining us on our pregame report tonight. And when we talked with Coach Coulter, it was a lot about how this Grand Forks Red River team is playing with their backs to the wall, and really has been for quite some time. It has not been a situation where it just comes down to this. They've been in a mode where you must score and get points in the conference, or your season could come to an end just about every night that they've been out there at this point. He talked about that and agreed that that's the assessment that this team has taken on. Let's get the comments from Pat Coulter, the head coach of Red River Soccer, in our pregame report tonight. Our head coach's comments are brought to you by Acme Equipment and Acme Tools, your Kubota dealers, with a full line of Kubota products to help you do your very best work. You can find their Kubota products on their lot across from Simplot on Gateway and Grand Forks, and they have all the tools that you're looking for, including things that will help make the snow moving a little bit easier. And of course, if you're looking for power tools to finish off that do-it-yourself project, they have you covered at their tool store, North Washington, just a couple of blocks south of Gateway. They've got any power tool you're looking for and the expertise to make it run again. And you can find out more by visiting Acme Equipment and Acme Tools online. Coach Pat Coulter joining us for our pregame report tonight. You might have been playing with a back against the wall mentality here for 2-3 weeks of high school soccer, so you're kind of used to being in the situation that you're in going into tonight.
Yeah, the first half of the season we didn't get the amount of points that we wanted to get, and once we kind of hit that halfway point of the season, that was the message to the guys: is that, hey, if we want to do this, we got to start doing it. And they've had that mentality that they've got to get things done each and every night. I think the most successful thing that we've done, though, is that we've only taken it one game at a time, and we haven't worried too much about, looking ahead to the next week and things like that.
Is there anything that's been consistent, or I guess you could say super consistent, about these last 5 games? You've scored 10 conference points in your last 5 matches, and obviously that represents kind of a turnaround. So what do you think has been, if there has been one, a consistent driver in that extra level of success that you've had as of late?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's about our preparation, our mentality. We had a meeting a couple weeks ago where we kind of went over our core values and what our core values mean to us, and the guys have really embraced that. I think on the field, defensively, we've been a lot sounder, and that doesn't just include the back line and the goalkeeper. Defensively, it starts up top with our forwards and how hard they're willing to press, and I think the results have come because we've worked a lot better as a team when it comes to the defensive side of the game and the pressing side of the game.
It has not exactly been an easy road the last couple of matches. I think it was North in there, obviously the Cushman Cup with Grand Forks Central. I mean, these are teams that are going to make you play a little blue collar and gritty, and you seem to match that the last couple of weeks and went out there and had no problem playing that way and just being successful.
Yeah, we embrace it. We pride ourselves that we have a lot of really good soccer players, but top to bottom, we're a really athletic team, and we embrace that. We know that playing in the EDC, you're going to get everybody's best game every single night, and there is no easy game in this conference. And so we've just embraced the idea that there's things that we can control in this game, and that starts with our effort, our attitude, and our work ethic, and those are the things that we like to worry about.
Let's talk about this matchup with West Fargo. I know that this program from West Fargo hasn't had a ton of success the last couple of years, and yet when you think about West Fargo, there are going to be enough athletes on any team that they put out on a field, a court, a mat, a diamond, whatever, to where somebody's going to be able to cause some problems against you. So they can't be quite as unsuccessful as their record. You've played them once already. Take us through the Packers and what it is that you're expecting from them tonight.
Yeah, you kind of nailed it. They're always a team that regardless of results, their ability to come out and play as hard as they can, it never matters the situation. You look at the standings. This game for them tonight doesn't really mean a lot. They're out of a state tournament spot, but we're still expecting that we're going to get their best effort, and that's kind of who they are as a team. First time we played them, we were able to get them for a 6-0 win. The message at practice yesterday was that that's not what we need to expect coming into tonight, and we need to go in there expecting their best effort, and it's going to be one of the tougher games that we've had this season.
And finally, Coach, do you feel like there's an extra sense of hunger in this Red River team? You won't know what the situation is to go into the state tournament when tonight comes to an end. Shanley and Davies have another game left in the schedule. You may know by the time their results are done, but chances are you probably won't know. So going into this thing, is there an extra sense of, this team's almost playing like the underdog against West Fargo because this is their last chance to score?
Yeah, the hunger's been there for a little while now. We've got a saying that we like to we talk about when we get into the moments like this. It's called pressure is a privilege, and we really embrace the idea that we're going to go out there, we're going to feel the pressure, but don't fear the pressure. Embrace.
Those comments tonight from Pat Coulter, the head coach of Grand Forks Red River Soccer, and obviously you can tell this team is kind of dug in. And I'll tell you what, when we've talked with Pat throughout the year, everything's been calm. Everything's just been right there, steady. His team, despite some early setbacks, hasn't seemed to really get too jumpy or out of control. He seems to have had them in the right spot the entire time, and if they're reflecting his character, well, there's a good chance that Grand Forks Red River can come into this composed tonight and ready to kind of put the final points on the board of the season and see if they can't move their way into a state tournament tonight. It's a big one for Grand Forks Red River as they take on the West Fargo Packers coming up tonight, trying to make their way into a state tournament. We're about to have our national anthem here tonight, so stick around. We'll come back with our starting lineups and hockey in just a couple of moments, so do stay with us. Should be a fun night tonight from Cushman Field on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens. At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
This is the KNOX pregame show, brought to you by True North Equipment, true to your values, driven by you, and Signature Graphics and Apparel. Make your vision come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer tonight at the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports tonight from Cushman Field in Grand Forks, where we get set for our coverage of high school soccer this evening between the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders and the West Fargo Packers tonight. Ryan Cunningham with you here this evening. Let's take a look at our game fuel, the tools for the game that we have for you tonight. And the tools of the game brought to you tonight by State Farm Insurance and Logan Karski, your new agent for State Farm in Grand Forks. Logan Karski is there to help you put together the right game plan to protect your home, your auto, your life, your health. That which is important to you, you can find the protection for it and put together the perfect game plan for that protection with Logan Karski, your State Farm Insurance agent in Grand Forks. You can see for Grand Forks Red River, Thor Seeger right at the top of the list. We really believe that with Thor back in the lineup, this is a team that's going to be a little bit more dangerous. He's a junior and will not make the start tonight, but likely will get into the matchup as soon as he can. He's had an injury-plagued season, but when he's out there, this Grand Forks Red River team is just better with Thor Seeger as part of the forward line. Also tonight, we're expecting to see James Schindler have to do some big work in the midfield for Grand Forks Red River, and Owen Martin, another midfielder. That'll be a big part of the matchup coming up tonight. For West Fargo, Easton Thornton on defense going to be a starter this evening, a very good all-around athlete. Ridwan Fouad is also going to be an important athlete for them tonight as he goes out there defensively, and as we expected, West Fargo is going to start a rather heavy defensive lineup. They won't put a lot of pressure forward as far as what's going to happen there. They're going to start 4 different defenders tonight. Red River is going to start just a couple of defenders coming up this evening. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's matchup. First of all, the starters for the visitors on the scoreboard, the West Fargo Packers that we have for this evening. Starting goalkeeper will be Alexander McMurray. The starting defenders are Ambika Ripkin, Ridwan Fouad, Caleb's Awuku, and Easton Thornton. Tonight in the midfield, we'll see starters that include, give us just a moment here, there we go, Matawos Destalem Gebrezlays. He's a junior that will start as a midfielder tonight. Erige Kadan will start at midfield this evening as well. And also at midfield will be Lincoln Cole. And the forwards for the West Fargo Packers this evening are going to include Mike Fleury at a forward position this evening. Also at forward tonight, we will see Trezor Rafiki at a forward spot, and Cedric Baugh will start at forward this evening for West Fargo. For Grand Forks Red River, starting lineup tonight looks like this. Andrew Christensen will be the starting goalkeeper this evening. The starting defenders will be Easton Weiser and Brady Robertson. The starting midfielders tonight, James Schindler, Carson Peters, William Sickler, Owen Martin, Cooper Groven, and Max Grafenauer. 6 midfielders will start tonight for Grand Forks Red River. Adrian Gonzalez will start at a forward spot tonight as well. And also Poto DeCooley will start at forward this evening as Red River gets their seniors on the field to get things started tonight. 6 seniors that will depart this Grand Forks Red River team after this season. And so the seniors will have an opportunity to get in. But obviously 6 midfielders out there. And that will include Schindler, Peters, Sickler, all juniors. Owen Martin, who's a regular at that spot. Max Grafenauer, who's in and out of the lineup. So Red River is definitely going to make a case out of trying to be strong in the midfield that they have for tonight. Our keys for the matchup this evening are brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Let's take a look at the Grand Forks Red River Rough Rider keys for the game tonight. Win the midfield. That's a huge key for Grand Forks Red River tonight. Win the midfield for Red River, and also use their threats on offense when they're on the offensive side of the matchup this evening. Those are the keys tonight for Grand Forks Red River. And now, the keys to the matchup for the West Fargo Packers tonight. And those Packer keys, well, you know what? We got Red River in there twice. Our apologies. You know what? Still trying to work some new things out tonight, and for whatever reason, we got a duplicate. Look at the keys to the game. Keys to the game brought to you tonight by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Let's see if we can't get that fixed up for you while we get this one going here tonight. There's always something that's going to come up that's going to be a little bit of an issue with these matchups, and so we apologize for that. But I believe that we will have an opportunity to take a look at the West Fargo Packer keys for the game coming up in a bit as the ball's launched down the sideline near the Red River end. And this will be run down for the Rough Riders by Brady Robertson, who was our player spotlight. We did have an opportunity to repair that file as well. And so for those of you that are joining us tonight looking for the Brady Robertson player spotlight, we will have that for you coming up at halftime this evening. We'll go ahead and get back to that coming up in our halftime break that we have for you tonight. So stay with us, and we'll get there for that coming up later. Easton Thornton trying to cut a ball off. Play comes out near side, and I believe they're going to whistle Cooper Groven for being offside in this situation at West Fargo. We'll get it back. All right, now, how about the keys of the matchup that we have tonight for the West Fargo Packers? Those keys tonight: defend that midfield and long-range attacks. Obviously, West Fargo might have a little bit of an issue getting past the midfield pressure that Red River is going to put on. So when you get up the field, rather than looking for that perfect opportunity to attack, you might have to take that shot from long range if you can. That might be the better shot that you get tonight. And those are the keys to the game brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. They've got every pad, every skate, and of course they've got the skate sharpening that is precision and hands-free. They were the first in North Dakota to bring it in. Get ready for the upcoming season with Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Just underway. And a ball sent back into the Red River end. Again, the Riders looking for their final opportunity to score in the Eastern Dakota Conference standings tonight. Need this one. This is one of those must-have games if you want to be in the state tournament. Good pass up the field for West Fargo, trying to target Tasham Brown, who comes out as a starter tonight as a forward, not a listed starter, but is out there. Riders get back defensively and try to play a ball up the field. Ball goes loose into the midfield. Riders get a touch on it with Zach Burris, who gets to start tonight at the forward spot. And they'll play it up towards Owen Martin, who will overrun the ball and then has one knocked out of bounds by West Fargo. And we'll see Grand Forks Red River with a throw-in. So the Riders will throw in near edge. Plays back to the corner. Adrian Gonzalez coming out there trying to confront that. And the Packers will send it out once again. And another throw in for Grand Forks Red River. This is held in the midfield spot. William Sickler trying to hold on for control. Schindler got back to it. Schindler fights off some pressure for the ball. Good defensive play there for Red River. Easton Weiser stepping into a play, coming up aggressively, trying to keep a ball on an offensive set. Packers break one up, send it back out towards the midfield, and Weiser runs it down again, only to have another broken up, this time by Mike Fleury for West Fargo. So the Riders will throw it again. And we'll see the ball being battled for in the midfield spot. Ending up over on the far side. Riders try to run it down. It's Owen Martin on the right. Martin tries to squeeze one down the far sideline. We see a whistle there. A little bit of contact perhaps, and we'll see a ball being sent forward by the Packers on a free kick in their own end. So the Packers with a free kick to continue play. Just underway. We're about to move into minute number 5 of the opening half. Ball sent down the field, headed away. Owen Martin at the midfield. Trying to work one back. We'll come back to a defender for Red River. Brady Robertson puts a strong foot into one. Out to midfield, a header from Widwan Fuad of West Fargo. Ball goes loose in the midfield, and Caleb Zawuku comes up with a touch. This will work back behind him. And the Packers getting a touch there from Lincoln Cole. Fought loose on the right by Red River. And a long play up the field by Zach Burris trying to get on a run, and this will be defended out of bounds. Packers get back with Ambika Ruffin, one of the defenders, sending that one out of play. So the Riders left Carson Peters to send it in. Broken up by West Fargo, comes back out to the midfield. Weiser joins the play immediately, coming up as a defender. Ball ends up near the far sideline, and Red River will allow it to trickle out. And we'll see the Riders set to play one back in on a throw-in. They do so, ball broken up. Sent back to Gonzalez. Along the boundary. Long play up the field. Riders trying to get back to it, and they're just going to play it back into their own goalie box. Christensen will play it out. Gonzalez puts one in the air. Ball picked up on the near side by Lincoln Cole. Cole trying to pick his way through the midfield. It's broken up. Riders come away with it. Schindler, nice pass coming to the near side. He's able to find a window with Zach Burris running up the field. Burris gets an angle, comes back with the left foot, and just misses outside the net. Boy, good run by Zach Burris and a great pass from Schindler to open that up. It was broken up as the call. So Grand Forks Red River will have an opportunity at a corner. So Zach Burris will go to the corner for a corner kick for Grand Forks Red River. Riders set up high, but start bringing some pressure in towards the net as they work on their setup here. And the corner kick on the way towards the far edge. Riders looking for a touch there, and this is broken up. Sent back out to the midfield. Long run for William Sickler to get over to it. He can't cut it off, and it ends up back in the midfield. But Sickler was able to fight off traffic. Comes away with possession of it, if you will. Moves it down the sideline to Grafenauer. Grafenauer, a little crosser. Oh, nice attack towards the net, and a good sky by Alexander McMurray to come up with a takeaway for West Fargo in front of what was a pretty good shot by Grafenauer. Tough angle for Grafenauer. Made a good crosser of it and put it in a place where if he had some help, might be able to come up with an opportunity towards the net. Otherwise, that had a chance to sort of sneak in at an odd angle on its own. Ball back in the Red River end. Riders try to break it up. Comes back out to midfield. Easton Thornton sending one deep down the Red River side. And Christensen will run it down for Red River. Riders set to play it back up the field. Big boost by Christensen on the punt back towards midfield. And the ball loose again as Burris tries to run it down. He's been very quick to watch these plays as of the first few minutes of this matchup tonight. Owen Martin battling for a ball that's in the air. It ends up making its way down to Sean Brown. Coming in with the touch for West Fargo. Works back out to the midfield. Martin heading between a pair of players for West Fargo. And now Martin on a run, just attacking on his own. Had a pretty good stretch to possess and dribble up the field, but West Fargo turns him over. Lincoln Cole running down the near sideline, step for step against the defender. Coming over to confront him, William Sickler. Also James Schindler there in the midfield playing some defense. And Red River has a throw-in of the ball. It's Sickler trying to play it back towards the midfield. West Fargo cut it off, and stepping over contact to Sean Brown, looking to attack. Brown got deep inside Red River's end. Comes back towards the right side, is able to play it out to Lincoln Cole. Cole's got a bit of an angle, and that's broken up physically. And Brady Robertson comes away with a solid play on that. And a sliding tackle will send the ball beyond the boundary here from Tashawn Brown. Red River will have a throw in. Boy, that was a great play by Brady Robertson defensively to come over and cut that ball off. Ball ends up out in the midfield. And Adrian Gonzalez-Rodriguez with a touch, and it ends up back out of bounds again. Coverage tonight is brought to you by PS Garage Doors. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR for PS Garage Doors. Devils Lake, Grand Forks. The PS stands for perfect service at PS Garage Doors. Again, call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR. And visit their warehouse, Industrial Park, right on the other side of the I-29 overpass. On Demers in Grand Forks. They can offer you painless shopping at that location as well. Lincoln Cole with a free kick for West Fargo. So Lincoln Cole set for a free kick from near midfield. And we'll see everybody setting up rather deeply here. Cole puts the hand up and makes the approach. Long stretch play down the field. Robertson over to confront the ball. Sends it back out to Zach Burris, who's run well so far tonight. Burris back to Robertson. Little two-man game out of the corner. Comes back to Cole. Out high on the right. He'll come back across the field. Picked up far side by Orege Kadan. Kadan working back towards the right corner with a pass, but that's broken up. Burris plays it down the near line. That will roll, trickle, and end up beyond the boundary. And West Fargo will have an opportunity to throw in. So the Packers will throw in.
Into the game for the Packers, Guevara and Mie.
And we'll see a couple of substitutions
for the Rough Riders,
coming
2,
into the matchup.
Finn Ranham, number 5, Colt Panos.
Finn Ranham,
number 11, Maury
a typical
Kamara.
starter. Colt Panos, typical starter. And Maury Kamara, who's been a little bit of both throughout the course of the year. Bench player and a starter will all come in. And the Riders get a little bit closer to perhaps their real starting lineup that they normally go with. Kamaro's been on a tear in the second half of the season. He sends this up the field, and the Packers have to go out and get it. Their goalkeeper, Alexander McMurray, will come over, pick it up, and then threw the ball out of bounds for some reason. I'm not sure that's the play they had in mind. And Finn Ranham will throw in for Grand Forks Red River. He goes looking into the corner, was able to find Burris, but that may have slipped beyond the goal line before Burris got a hold of it. Looks like it did. And West Fargo is going to have a kick in their own end. So the Packers will kick it away. Clock down to, let's see, minute number 12 here in the opening half. And scoreless on the all-true scoreboard. Ball comes out to the right for Caleb Zawuku. Awuku will turn it back towards his own net. Riders start to come up in pressure. Seems like the game there for West Fargo was to draw Red River in, take advantage of some space. And they were able to do some of that. Packers now getting a little bit of a run on the far side of the field. Ball ends up beyond the far boundary. Tesham Brown trying to make the run in front of the Red River bench. This will be off of a rider. And West Fargo will throw in.
In for the Packers, number 6, Felician Sadar.
We're going to see a change here as Felician Sadar, a freshman midfielder, will come into the matchup for West Fargo. Throw in broken up a little bit. Ball comes out to Sickler. West Fargo is back defensively. Ends up in front of Colt Panos, and that will end up beyond the far boundary. Riders this time with a throw in. Red River will send it across. Little deflection out in the midfield. Long pass up the field for West Fargo, waiting for the ball on the near side of the field. Packer on the edge. A stop there with some physical play, and this is broken back up to the midfield. That player was Juvara. I believe it's pronounced Daishimi into the matchup for West Fargo. Ball played back up the near sideline. This will work back into the defensive end, and Mbika Rafin will come back to pick it up for West Fargo, and a lot of contact there again. We do see the Fargo area schools, they play a little bit more hands-on than the Red River schools do. We've just kind of, or I should say rather than the Grand Forks schools do. We've seen that throughout the course of the season. And the officials that come up are kind of okay to allow that to happen. So obviously an adjustment that Grand Forks schools work on making throughout the course of the year. More physicality. It usually kind of gets to a point where as the game goes on, more and more of that begins to come up. Here's a break from Fleury. Fleury trying to come up the field, but not quite the angle to run in with that, and that'll be run down by goalkeeper Andrew Christensen for Grand Forks Red River. Stoppages of play tonight brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, your #1 supplier of ag tires in the region during this harvest season, and it's on in full force. If you suffer a flat, they'll come to you to make sure that they can keep you rolling and get it fixed. Big Jim's Tire bringing you our stoppages of play, along with Apex Apparel, your hometown quick turnaround, family-owned promotional shop in Grand Forks. Riders-Packers scoreless in the minute number 15 of the matchup.
Number 17, Thor Seeger.
And here comes Thor Seeger. And Red River obviously just kind of gets an extra gear when Thor Seeger's out as a forward. And we'll see if the Riders can take advantage of that presence. 0-0 matchup. The Riders have had a couple of good scoring chances. Little physical play over there as Owen Martin pressures the ball pretty strongly. And Martin comes away with it, gets run down from behind. That's going to be whistled, and Red River will get a free kick. So the Riders will get a free kick. And we'll see what Red River decides to do. They're going to bring their goalkeeper, Andrew Christensen, way up to do the kicking. So Christensen will come up, keeps this one low, drives it into a crowd, and West Fargo ends up breaking it up and sending it beyond the near line. And this is going to be a throw-in for Grand Forks Red River. So the Riders will have an opportunity to throw in, and we'll see the throw-in coming in from Finn Ranum. West Fargo breaks that up, comes back up the field. Robertson trying to push that one back, and West Fargo will pick it up as it goes beyond the boundary for a throw-in from Lincoln Cole. And it looks like we'll see a couple of substitutions here for West Fargo that will come onto the field, actually a trio of them. Yeah, you take a look at that shot, and there's that full harvest moon that we were talking about at the last football game. We thought, yeah, by the time we get back here, that might be the thing. And I believe they're calling that a super moon, if I'm not mistaken. But we got a good shot of what's going on up in the sky tonight. And obviously, that moon overlooking the field is a really, really cool look tonight. It's one of those things you get here end of September, early October, maybe this year a little bit later in the season. You normally get one of those harvest moons out here, though, when you're at Cushman Field. And it's fitting that harvest is going on right now with the harvest moon, right? Pass towards the far edge, trying to sneak up on it was Matawos, Destalem, Gebrelays, I believe is how that's pronounced. I worked on that one a couple of times. My apologies to those of you in the West Fargo area if I'm mispronouncing that name. West Fargo has a number of names that take a little bit of work to try to perfect, but we try to do the best we can with them, obviously, when we have the opportunity. There's a few that always just kind of give us a few extra challenges. Ball back out in the midfield. This is picked up for Red River by Zach Burris trying to rush up on the right side. Burris down numbers, looks to come across the field. Sends it back to his midfield, and that's broken up. Riders had an opportunity, and Cole Panos trying to close the gap, but West Fargo's done a pretty good job in the midfield tonight of at least clogging things up and keeping Red River honest, eliminating some passing lanes, some running lanes. They've made the Riders have to work for every inch of space so far tonight. Ball battled for along the near edge. And some big contact here as a step in coming in for Red River's Finn Ranum, and we see him make some contact with Dayashimiye, my apologies, Dayashimiye. I believe it's Juvara Dayashimiye was the man that was involved there, and kind of came up a little lame as well, favoring an ankle or favoring a leg. Andrew Christensen will come out for a free kick just shy of midfield for the Rough Riders. Still no score in the matchup, nearly halfway through the opening half. Long free kick down the field, too long for everybody. That'll get beyond the goal line, and West Fargo will take control of the ball. So the Packers will get set to get this out of their own end. And Mbika Raffin will take care of the free kick responsibilities for the Packers. They scatter out in the middle of the field. And Raffin puts this one towards the near side. Knocked down Maury Kamara, getting his opportunity to possess, and Kamara's been very good. Takes a long-range shot. Good diving stop made. Alexander McMurray read it, stayed with it. Maury Kamara not afraid to take that shot from distance, and perhaps had McMurray moving just a little bit, but McMurray able to come back to his right and make that stop. Ball back out in the midfield, and Kamara coming over to pressure it again. We'll see some hands-on from Maury Kamara. Kamara's just a big bruising athlete out there, and just a sophomore as well. I'm sure that the Red River football team, some of those fall sports that are looking for a lot of size, they would love to have him out there, but soccer is passion. That's the sport he's playing right now, and he just looks like a different soccer player when he's on the field. Long stretch play to Thor Seeger. Comes up broken up, and the Riders try to step into a gap in the middle of the field, but James Schindler ends up sending one out of bounds. Packers will throw in. Leosandro Kenyai will play one in for West Fargo. Ball knocked up in the air. Kamara trying to possess it again. This will be knocked out of bounds by the Pack. So now Red River will throw in. About to play into minute number 21. So halfway through the opening half. And not a lot of scoring opportunities for anybody as of yet. We mentioned first time around between these two, 6-0 Grand Forks Red River, but Pat Coulter in our pregame report tonight said not this time. Didn't expect it to be a situation quite like that. There's a pass that Raffin is able to break up. Comes back to the right himself. Riders step in front of that with Carson Peters. Peters takes one hard coming back the other direction. And off to the near side for Diashimiye. Diashimiye will leave it back for Cedric Ba, who comes back to midfield. Lincoln Cole for West Fargo. Cole, a stop and go dribble. Back to Ba. Ba trying to stretch it out with Diashimiye on the right, and that's broken up by the Riders. West Fargo will throw in. Scoreboard updates are brought to you by All-True. Regular screenings with All-True's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Visit alltrue.org. Call 780-5000. Ball played left. Felician Sadar over there. Has it broken up in front of him. Owen Martin at the midfield for Red River. Martin taking a look. Stepping away. Pushes this one back. Long stretch up the field looking for Thor Seeger. Seeger unable to run it down. Now a pass up the field and Thor Seeger got loose. Seeger's in 2-on-0 and took the shot himself. Oh, Seeger did not realize that he had Maury Kamara with him. Got aggressive and put a shot right at Alexander McMurray. And Red River kind of snatches defeat from the jaws of victory on that one. 2-0 straight up the field. Seeger steps in, breaks up another play. We told you he can be tremendously disruptive when he's on the field, and the Riders are happy to have him out there for any minutes that he can give. He's been injured throughout the course of the year. Little sliding tackle here for Red River. Ball comes back to Schindler. Schindler looking for an opportunity. Tried to make a pass to Kamara. That was broken up. It'll come back to midfield for West Fargo. And the Riders step into another pass. Packers able to cut that off again. Lincoln Cole looking up the field. No place to go with it. Comes back to his left for Cedric Ba. That's broken up. Ball back near side, Schindler. Hard break up the field. Cut off by Robertson defensively for Red River. Riders have entered a moment here in the game where it's all-out offense. They've really been able to put some pressure on West Fargo. Packers just trying to get it out, and they do. Ball played off towards the right. Red River defense trying to respond. Robertson, a nice sliding tackle again for Brady Robertson. He's had a couple of those plays tonight when Red River is kind of sold out on the offensive side. They needed something after they got beat. James Bryant steps in for Red River trying to take control of a play. That's broken up. And we'll see a throw-in coming up for West Fargo on the far end.
Packers, number 9, Tashawn Brown.
Sean Brown coming back in for West Fargo. He'll take control of the Packer throw in. Ball back out to midfield. Again, coming up at halftime, we'll have our player spotlight for you. We attempted to have that in our pregame report. We had a bit of a technical issue with it, but we have that repaired, I do believe. And Brady Robertson, who you've seen made a couple of plays tonight, will be our player spotlight for Grand Forks Red River Soccer. So stay with us coming up at halftime. We'll have that for you. Maury Kamara trying to get loose. Kamara, good dribbling. Oh, he cut around a defender. Here comes Kamara in the open field. Kind of left the ball behind, goes back to get it, looking for an opportunity. Plays it off towards the right, trying to find a streaker in the corner. Broken up defensively by West Fargo. Kamara had a good run, but the Packers were never really beat on the play. They kept men back to cut off the angles, and we thought tonight, when we took a look at those keys for the game, that West Fargo would do this. They've really played a strong defensive game, maybe a little different than the first time around, and they've had some success with it tonight as this ball rolls out of bounds. Talked about this earlier in the keys of the game tonight for West Fargo. When we took a look at those keys of the game, defend the midfield, long-range attacks. So far, they haven't really had the opportunity to go after long-range attacks, but defending the midfield is definitely something that they've been able to do tonight. And even in that situation where they were coming up into their own defensive end, they kept players there. They had a midfielder. It was Matawos Destalem Gabrislav that was able to knock that one away. He was the man that was back to prevent that pass to the corner for Red River. So the Packers have found a way to clog things up for the Rough Riders tonight. It keeps us scoreless. We're in a minute 25.
Rough Riders, number 8, William Sickler.
A couple of substitutions made. Thor Seeger trying to fight through a pair of Packers. West Fargo comes away with it. Pressure coming in from behind by William Sickler for the Riders. We'll see a Packer knocked down. I believe that's Lincoln Cole that's on the field. Cole struggling to get himself back up to his feet. And West Fargo is going to have a free kick. So the Packers will have an opportunity at a free kick from their own end. And the free kick will be taken by Ambika Rafin. Long play up the field, knocked around a little bit, pooched into the air, and battle is on in the midfield for control of the ball. Comes off towards the right, a little too strong for Bryant to get his hands on for Red River, and the Packers will have a throw in on the far boundary. So the Packers to throw in.
In for the Packers, number 31, Hamza.
We'll see a change here for the Packers. And West Fargo set to throw the ball in with our matchup into the 27th minute. And still waiting to get things resumed here. Clock running. And we'll finally get the ball back in play, I believe, only to see it go out of play. And Grand Forks Red River will take control. A little bit of a stop and go situation there. And the Riders will have an opportunity to free kick from their own end.
Zach Burris, and number 14, Max Grafenauer.
Zach Burris, Max Grafenauer re-enter for Grand Forks Red River. And the Riders will send it away. Long play up the field. Broken up in the midfield. Riders come back with it, try to play it back near edge. And West Fargo running it down with Jamon Rye, who will send this up the field. Red River trying to get back to it. Some good pressure being applied here, though, by Geberles. And down is Lincoln Cole on the play. And they're not stopping play at all. Long pass up the field to Thor Seeger. Seeger trying to gain on a defender, and the ball's going to be booted out of bounds by Red River, and they'll have a throw-in coming up here in the offensive side of things. Well, our Vegan Construction Look-In tonight brought to you by Vegan Construction, designers, builders, engineers, quality products, quality service for nearly a century in the Upper Red River Valley. The Riders Couple of opportunities early. West Fargo's done a very nice job of holding their own defensively tonight. They've kept Red River out of the midfield. And any attacks that Red River has had a defensive presence in front of them. And so West Fargo executing a pretty good defensive game plan tonight. Here's a shot towards the net by Grand Forks Red River, and Alexander McMurray will come up. 1-2-0 opportunity for Red River. And an errant shot taken by Thor Seeger that McMurray was able to stop. And that really is the extent of it tonight in our Vegan Construction Look-In. Brought to you tonight by Vegan Construction. Ball in the middle of the field. Owen Martin overrunning a pass back to him. Tries to stay on top of it, does. Turns it off for Burris out high on the right. Burris looking to make a play, dribbling down towards the sideline. Pulled around some pressure, and now we've got a whistle here. And we'll see what this call is going to be. Well, we're going to see, I believe, a free kick for Grand Forks Red River. And this is going to be inside West Fargo territory, so this becomes a big opportunity now for the Riders. Red River looking for some offense here, and they've got a chance deep inside West Fargo territory with a free kick. Owen Martin will take the free kick for Grand Forks Red River. Martin puts it up in the air. Chance to attack, and a header will score. James Schindler, I believe, will come up with it. And Grand Forks Red River will take a 1-0 lead in the matchup.
Red River goal scored by number 6, James Schindler.
So James Schindler will score it. Let's see if we can take a look at it of the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. And my apologies, folks, in the production angle. I kind of messed this up, but you'll see the header from James Schindler, and there it is. That's a great play for James Schindler. And the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay shows James Schindler with a goal. It'll come in minute 30. So Schindler with the header in minute 30 will make it a 1-0 lead, 1-0 rather, for Grand Forks Red River. And now Maury Kamara coming away with the ball for the Rough Riders. Kamara stepping between a pair of defenders. Put it back for Sickler. He rolls one in and scores. Will it be ruled offside? I believe it will be. They haven't put it on the board as of yet. They're going to put it on the board. William Sickler will score. That goal will also be in the 30th minute. So back-to-back goals for Red River in minute 30. Another look at the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. Kamara keeps this alive. Sickler turns, and I'm not sure if McMurray just lost it or he thought that a play was going to be called or a foul or some sort of infraction was going to be called, but it just kind of rolls by him. And Grand Forks Red River takes a 2-0 lead over West Fargo. So the Rough Riders jumping into contention with a couple of goals in minute 30 and take a 2-0 advantage. Again, Red River trying to make a stretch towards the state tournament tonight. They need a win. Their final chances to score points in the regular season in the EDC. They have a chance to get to 21 points on the year. They've scored 10 of their 18 in just their last 5 matches. And with a win tonight in 6 matches, they'd be able to put 13 points on the conference standings board. And that's a really, really efficient run through the gear if you're Grand Forks Red River. No chance to sneak up and get number 2 in the league, but a chance to get number 3 and a chance to secure a spot in the state tournament. And those 2 goals could be huge along those lines. Stoppage and play tonight brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, your #1 supplier of ag tires in the region, and brought to you by Apex Apparel, your hometown quick turnaround, family-owned and operated promotional shop in Grand Forks. Ball right side of the field. Kamara factoring into it again, and this time just boots one through the uprights. Way too strong for Maury Kamara. But he had a factor in that last goal a couple of moments ago. We told you that when he's on the field, he can be a very impactful player. I believe Owen Martin will get the assist on Schindler's goal, and we'll see Kamara getting the assist on Sickler's goal. It was a free kick from Owen Martin that allowed Schindler to score. And Kamara keeping that ball alive for Sickler to turn and roll one in. 2-0, Grand Forks Red River on top. All near side with Clark Jerome for West Fargo. And West Fargo watching Red River pressure. Burris coming into the offensive end. Ends up having one roll beyond the goal line. And we're going to see a corner for Grand Forks Red River. So the Rough Riders will attempt a corner kick. I believe this is going to be Zach Burris that will attempt the corner for Red River. A chance here for the Rough Riders to try to find their third goal. The corner's on the way. Good header on the corner kick, just ends up offline. That was a great corner kick. Good angle on it, hard, and now we see a lot of contact that they're just going to let go at this point. I believe Grafenauer was the man that was just checked to the floor, or the field, if you will, over on the far edge, and he just got up, rolled back up, and they did nothing. They just said, go ahead and go back after it. And they did. And now Owen Martin will have a free kick for Grand Forks Red River. So Owen Martin will have a free kick for the Rough Riders. And the free kick is on its way. And a header again for Red River, but this time I believe they're going to call offside. Riders had Brady Robertson in the mix, but I believe he may have been offside as that came in. And so West Fargo will get it back on a free kick of their own as we make our way towards minute number 35 of the opening half. Still in minute 34. Red River leading 2-0. And West Fargo will have Ambika Rafine set for a free kick deep in his own end. Rafine sends it out. Ball broken up hard back up into West Fargo's end. I believe that was James Schindler that broke that up. Tell you what, West Fargo may be down 2-0, and people will check the score and they'll say, well, Red River was the favorite. They may not be surprised, but the Packers handled their business for the first 30 minutes of this one really well. It was a free kick header, maybe just a little bit of a breakdown, and then Kamara and Sickler, and not really sure what happened on that goal from Sickler. Seems like it was on the ground, didn't really have a lot of velocity, not a great shot. Alexander McMurray just didn't read it, didn't see it, and ends up rolling in the net rather uncontested. But the Riders have had other opportunities, but West Fargo has done a pretty nice job at times of making things difficult for Red River tonight. Adrian Gonzalez back in the matchup, and ball ends up beyond the boundary. Again, at halftime, we'll have our player spotlight tonight. Brady Robertson, our player spotlight for Red River Soccer. We had that for you in the pregame report tonight, and due to a bit of a technical snafu, didn't have a chance to get you the entire conversation, so we're going to put that back together. I believe we have that remedied, and we'll be able to bring you the full conversation with Brady Robertson at halftime, so join us for that. Adrian Gonzalez going after a ball. This will be ricocheted through in the midfield. Comes back out to the near side. Finn Random trying to make an approach on it. Random sends it up the field. It's be cut off, though, by Ambika Rafine for West Fargo. Ball along the near boundary. Martin steps into it. Plays it back to the right for Random. Gonzalez trying to get to it for Red River. A long run up the field coming up here from Zach Burris trying to get around some contact. This ends up between him and Rafine. And it looks like West Fargo is going to have the free kick of it as we get ready to move into minute number 37. So minute number 37 coming up. Red River has someone in the substitution area. I believe that's James Bryant that's set to come in, but they don't give him an opportunity to enter him. He's going to wait here for a moment. Ball back out in the midfield. Run to get to it that time for William Sickler. Sickler off to the right, trying to run down towards the corner, and this will end up beyond the boundary. And a free kick coming up for West Fargo, and now Bryant will come into the matchup for Red River. So goals for James Schindler and William Sickler, both in the 30th minute tonight, are the difference in this matchup, with Red River leading by a score of 2-0. Couple of really nice plays for Red River. Kamara keeping a ball alive, Sickler rolling run through, and the header that comes up from Schindler after a free kick from Owen Martin. So A couple of nice plays for Red River in minute 30 have given them a lead here in the opening half. Gonzalez trying to control a throw-in. Ends up with a misplay that'll end up beyond the boundary. Again, at halftime, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be coming back with our player spotlight that we have for tonight. And that'll be that'll be Brady Robertson that will join us coming up here this evening. And chance at that, the pregame report, but we had a bit of a snafu there. So we'll be able to put that together for you at halftime. Ball coming out to the right, long play up the field. Bryant taking a look for it. Ends up in the air, and the ball will be headed out of bounds on the near side. So we'll see a throw-in coming up here for Finn Ranum. Ranum looking for Bryant running down the field. This is turned back out into the midfield. Martin trying to catch up to it. Ball played back by Enrique Raffine, being pressured. Now a turn by Cedric Baugh. He'll come over to the right. Fronted that time by Owen Martin. Ball knocked loose, comes back to the midfield. Long stretch play up the field, but a bit offline on the pass that's going to roll over to the far boundary as we play through minute number 39 of the opening half. Riders leading 2-0. Senior night. Red River has 6 seniors: Brady Robertson, Owen Martin, Poto DeCooley, Cooper Groven, Max Grafenauer, and Adrian Gonzalez. A nice display for them downstairs. Saw some of the Red River parents, Red River moms that were putting that together. And those displays always have a really, really nice look to them. Owen Martin coming away with the ball. Comes back to Bryant on the left wing. Bryant to stop and go dribble, looking to make a move. Nifty dribbling, gets one that's blocked up and heads for the goal line. West Fargo able to keep it in before the corner is surrendered, though. Martin in the midfield for Red River, trying to go court wide, if you will, and ends up having one broken up. It comes back out to midfield for Diashime. Stop back out of midfield for Cedric Baugh. Baugh stepping away from some pressure. Final half minute of the opening half. Again, player profile coming up here, a player spotlight with Brady Robertson. At halftime, we'll take you through a couple of the scoring plays for Red River as well. All coming up on our halftime report, brought to you by High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks.
9, 8,
Grand Forks Welding
7,
and Machine, the Men of
6,
Steel.
5,
Riders just
4,
head one out beyond the
3,
boundary as West Fargo
2,
puts a little pressure on.
1.
And that will be the end of the opening half of play. Red River, a couple of big goals breaking out in minute 30 tonight, and they come up with a 2-0 lead at halftime on our All True scoreboard. Halftime report brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. And we'll come back with that halftime report next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score big with favorites from the meat department, delicious fresh veggies, and don't forget about the bakery to celebrate the big win. Hugo's Family Marketplace, your game day headquarters.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades, or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
This is the KNOX Intermission Report, presented by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer tonight in the Rivards Turf and 4-H Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports this evening. We are at Cushman Field tonight, and tonight we've got a good one on our hands this evening. Grand Forks Red River trying for their last opportunity to score points in the conference season before it's time to try to lock down that spot in the state tournament. And tonight we see them with a 2-0 lead over this West Fargo Packers team this evening as they score a couple of times in the 30th minute tonight to take control of the matchup going into our second half of play this evening. We welcome you to our halftime report this evening. Our halftime report is brought to you by our friends at High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks with a system from High Plains Water. No more scaly buildup on your fixtures, and your appliances are going to last longer. But here's the important part. Get the taste out of your water from those chemicals. Get the taste of good, clean water into your water. High Plains Water can show you how one of their systems can give you the healthy water in your home you're looking for. High Plains Water bringing you our halftime report, as well as Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel. During this harvest season, if you break or twist a shaft, if you need a hole tightened to keep you moving, Grand Forks Welding and Machine, that's the place to be. They'll keep you moving through this harvest season. Grand Forks Welding and Machine, they are the Men of Steel. Well, West Fargo handled their business pretty well for the first 30 minutes of the opening half. Kind of clogged up the midfield for Grand Forks Red River. A couple of good runs. Big opportunity at one point for Red River on a 2-0 break where they just kind of didn't have the right play. But really after that, West Fargo made this a little difficult. And it was a quick burst. 2 goals in the 30th minute of this matchup. One on a set piece for Grand Forks Red River that they take advantage of, and the other on a roller that, as you'll see coming up as we take a look at our highlights in this opening half, didn't really make a whole lot of sense. For some odd reason, a long-range shot from Grand Forks Red River that the Packers just didn't pick up. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the highlights that we have from our matchup here this evening as we make our way into halftime, and then our player profile coming up. This was the first goal that we had for tonight. It's a free kick deep in West Fargo's end, and you'll see the header coming from James Schindler. Just an athletic play for James Schindler, one of their leaders that they're looking for. And then Maury Kamara keeping a play alive. It ends up with William Sickler, and that one just rolls through. And that one was the tough one to explain tonight, how that got through. But West Fargo gives up a couple of goals in the 30th minute, and this is a 2-0 lead for Grand Forks Red River. Those are our halftime highlights, and they're brought to you tonight by High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks, and Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel. Well, earlier in our pregame report tonight, we tried to bring you our player spotlight this evening. It's been a lot of fun to have these player spotlights with you all throughout the course of the year, and our player spotlights have been a good opportunity for us to get to know some of our players that we have on our teams as well. And tonight we had Brady Robertson with an opportunity to join us. Brady Robertson, who's one of the defenders on this team for Red River, and he's had an active night already tonight with a couple of big defensive plays deep inside Red River's end. Our player spotlight tonight is with Brady Robertson. We're going to find out he likes math. We're going to find out he likes golf when he's not out there working on being a soccer player or being a student. Brady Robertson joining us for our player spotlight tonight.
It's time for another of our player spotlights that we have as we get ready for Red River Soccer tonight. The Rough Riders set to take on West Fargo in what could be a state tournament clinching kind of night for Grand Forks Red River tonight. Brady Robertson is with us from the Red River Soccer team, about to finish up the regular season this evening. And Brady, let's talk about that first and foremost. I would say that you've been playing something that I would describe as determined soccer the last few weeks. Things got to a point where your back was against the wall and you guys started to put together some pretty nice moments, and you're on a roll right now. Do you feel good about what's going on with this team at this point?
Yeah, it feels great. We knew we had to come out and get some wins, get some points out of the EDC. We didn't start off the season too great. We went 0-3-1 in our first 4 games, and we knew to make the state tournament, we're going to have to pick it up. And I think we've done that in the second half of the season.
Well, you got a chance to try to get that done tonight against West Fargo and then perhaps move on to next week. And we'll talk more about that as the season goes along. But let's find out a little bit about you, Brady. We like to ask our player spotlight guests about how they found the sport that we're talking about. So let's go back in time, your youth. What is it that led you to soccer? Share maybe a memory that you have of when you were in your younger days of soccer, but kind of tell us how this whole journey started for Brady Robertson.
Honestly, it started from my brother. My brother played soccer. My older brother, Hunter, he now coaches at the JV team for us. And I just started playing soccer with him. And then I got into the rec program that they have here in Grand Forks. And then I've just been playing in the summer ever since, growing up with the same kids, you know.
And do you have a memory from back when you were playing at the youth level that kind of stands out? Something that made you think, hey, this soccer is pretty cool.
I remember winning the Grand Forks tournament when we were like 12 years old. All of us playing together. We went in the tournament. We were all going crazy. Just excited to get to win.
Absolutely. Winning a tournament is a fun time. Well, we'll see if we can't get you into another one of those coming up here after the night is over. Let's talk about you, the student. When you're the student part of student athlete, Brady Robertson, what do you like to take on in school? What are you studying? What do you want to take on as maybe a potential path after high school's over?
I really like math. I've excelled in math since I was young. And when I'm older, I either want to do something with finance, accounting, or I want to study law. I haven't really chosen one of those two paths, though, is what I've been thinking.
You know what? No hurry. You'll figure it out by the time you get there, right? You can take it easy.
Yeah.
I think so, anyway. Hey, how about some of the things that you like to do when you have an opportunity for some free time? We like to ask our guests in the player spotlight, when you're not being the student and you're not having to be in a practice or working out, that type of thing, as far as being an athlete, what do you like to do? What do you like to spend your time on, your hobbies?
You know, in the summer, I like playing like pickleball, golf, sports like that, hanging with friends. In the winter, I like to go ski. My family travels around many places and we go skiing. That's what I like to do in the winter. I like to skate as well.
Well, I've got good news for you on the skiing front. I saw that there's supposed to be something like 35 inches of snow in the mountains of Montana coming up here in a couple of weeks. I'm assuming that's where you go if you're not around here, right? Something like that?
We've gone to Montana. We go to Arizona and ski down there. My grandparents have a place down there, and we go up to Flagstaff and ski there.
Okay, well, you got some choices available to you, so that's good news. Let's wrap up with this. Being a Red River Rough Rider, tell us what it means to you. Tell us what it means to go out there and try to find a spot in the state tournament with this group of guys tonight.
It means a bunch. You know, I've played with these guys all 4 years now. We've got to know each other in the locker room, outside of the locker room. We have all just became almost a family. It's just...
Brady Robertson joining us tonight for our player profile, and obviously he was a lot of fun to talk to this evening. It was a good time to get to know him and get to know a number of these Grand Forks Red River soccer players throughout the course of the season. It certainly was fun to find out what it is that makes them tick throughout the course of the year. It's hard to believe that this season is coming to an end already, but here we are. We're down to the end of the regular season for Grand Forks Red River for high school soccer tonight, and then we'll see if there's going to be a state tournament berth coming up for them in the future. But that is our player profile. Brady Robertson tonight, our player profile interviews brought to you by Acme Equipment and Acme Tools, your Kubota dealers in Grand Forks. And a big thank you to our friends here at Halftime, High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks, and also Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, for allowing us to kind of have a second opportunity to bring in that player profile after things didn't work out so well for us on the first time around with that one here tonight. Again, if you're wondering what's on the line in this one tonight, this is Drive for the Title coming into tonight. Remember, 4 teams make it out of the Eastern Dakota Conference into the state tournament, and there is no East Region tournament. You have to play your way in by your regular season finish. And Red River tonight with 18 points in the league. You can see that in the right-hand column of those standings. 18 points in the league for Grand Forks Red River. You got to have a top 4 finish. Shanley, Davies right behind, and they each have an extra game. They will play on Thursday night against one another, whereas Red River will be idle. So Red River gets to 21 tonight, and their chances of winning are being into the tournament are pretty good. But if both of those teams, Davies and Shanley, were to win tonight, then both of them could potentially still catch Grand Forks Red River and produce some ties that would be a little difficult to kind of go through. And we'll come back to that as we continue along here tonight, so do stay with us, and we'll tell you more about that as we continue. West Fargo now moving from our right to left as we start half number 2 tonight. And the Packers down 2-0, and we'll see what Red River does here. You know, they didn't really hold back defensively in the first half. They sort of came out, went at this hard on the offensive side of things. Will they continue to do that, or with the 2-0 lead, do you kind of keep a player or two back, try to ride out 40 minutes knowing that those 3 points are really, really valuable to you? And Red River can do this a couple of different ways. They can play defense in the offensive end if they want to. I mean, it's one of those things where that's what Pat Coulter talked about on our pregame report, saying that he felt like they tightened things up defensively at all of their positions, not just on the defensive side. Corner kick coming up here for West Fargo. At least that's what I thought it was called. Nope, they're going to say that's not a corner kick. That's actually going to be a free kick for the Rough Riders. So you can go ahead and get it up the field and then play defense up in that third of the field. Or you can just play the traditional defensive look if you choose to go that route also. Christensen will kick it away. And the Riders and the Packers will go to work in the midfield trying to possess the ball. This one a long-range pass coming off the foot of Easton Weiser that will end up beyond the near boundary. And the Packers will have a throw-in. Easton Thornton didn't call his name very often in the opening half tonight. That might be a problem for West Fargo. I think they'd like to have him around the ball a little bit more, even as a defender. Ball back out in the middle of the field. Cedric Baugh, my apologies. Coming up the field, booted loose by Weiser to Kamara out in the middle of the field. And Kamara looking for an angle, made a nice pass, just not quite an angle enough to get it towards Cooper Groven, who was running the right sideline. Ball stays loose in the midfield. Groven again, trying to handle one back. Comes back towards the boundary. Packers try to play it through. Long pass, got him upfield. This is 3-on-3 for West Fargo. An opportunity here for the Packers. They make a pass between a pair of Red River Rough Riders, and the ball just ends up loose. Brady Robertson coming back to try to take control for Red River. Off to Owen Martin. The Riders had a run going. They were way ahead on numbers at that point. They were 5-on-2 ahead and could not quite possess. That's another one of those opportunities that Red River will look at as a missed opportunity in this one tonight. They had a 2-on-0 deep where they failed to score back in the opening half, and now they were 5-on-2 coming up the field. They had all kinds of pressure and couldn't get around one of the last defenders for West Fargo. Lincoln Cole will cut one off. Kamara comes over to take control of it. He runs into a roadblock. This ends up loose. Schindler, who's got a goal tonight, a header. And we have had some hand contact for Schindler. So this will come back to West Fargo for a free kick. Second half tonight brought to you by PS Garage Doors. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR for PS Garage Doors. Devils Lake, Grand Forks. The PS stands for perfect service at PS Garage Doors. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR. They can service any make and model of garage door. And if it's time for a new garage door, the PS stands for painless shopping. And you can find them in their warehouse. 4733 Demers, just on the other side of the I-29 overpass on Demers in Grand Forks. Free kick coming up for West Fargo. Near midfield. Red River will get back defensively. Packers stack a few in front of the Red River net. Long strike up the field trying to stretch. This comes loose, so there was a turn and an opportunity that comes up just empty. Set up by the free play, and Cedric Baugh had a chance but just didn't quite connect on that kick. Baugh, just a freshman, made an athletic move towards that ball and had the Red River Rough Riders in some trouble. You cut a 2-goal lead down to 1 early, and boy, all bets are off in the second half. The Riders have still been pretty aggressive offensively here in the second half, despite the 2-goal lead. And a couple of occasions now, it's caught them a little off guard. Grafenauer will throw in, looking for Thor Seeger. Comes back to Martin instead. Martin running laterally, puts one down, looking for Kamara. Kamara stopped, trying to make his way through traffic. Thor Seeger on the right makes a good pass towards the right side. A little bit of a holdup for Cooper Groven. Groven trying to come free, stop and a look. And Groven gets held up. And we've got an injury as well. We have an injury timeout. There's a Packer down on the far side of the field. They're going to tend to that. While we have an injury, let's take a quick timeout, and we'll come back with more. Live coverage of high school soccer continues next.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Well, the injury taken care of. Ball ends up beyond the boundary. West Fargo will throw in. Not sure what happened there. There was an injured Packer that was laying down on the field to the point where the clock stopped, and he was allowed to stay in the matchup. And it's a little strange rule coming from soccer. If you're down injured and they stop the clock, you would think you probably have to come out of the matchup. And instead, no, they let him go. Here's a long pass up the field, and there was a runner there for West Fargo. They were looking for Trezor Rafiki, but it's cut off by Andrew Christensen. 2-0. Grand Forks Red River leading West Fargo. Owen Martin stepping away from some pressure for the Rough Riders. Robertson playing it back to the midfield. Little check off to the near side for Groven. Easton Thornton cuts that off for West Fargo. And ball ends up poked beyond the near boundary by the Riders. West Fargo will throw in. Aragay Kadani will step in, sends one towards the net, but we'll see Christensen, good aggressive play coming up to cut off that angle before the Packers can get to it. Into minute number 48 of the matchup. Thor Seeger on the near side, coming back out to the midfield. And another sliding tackle by Robertson. He's done that a few times tonight and has been very adept at breaking up some plays from West Fargo by doing that. That's been fun to watch here this evening. Long run towards the right, coming off the right for Lincoln Cole. Cole looking for an angle, broken up by Red River. Seeger out in the midfield. You can see now Red River is beginning to take a little bit of pressure from the front back, trying to hold on to the 2-goal lead that they have here. This is an important matchup for Red River, trying to find a spot in the state tournament, and 3 huge points in the conference. You got to keep some men back to try to defend that 2-goal lead that you were fortunate enough to build up in 1 minute. Both goals came in the 30th minute of the opening half for Red River. Schindler on a header from a free kick from Martin, and William Sickler on a roller from Maury Kamara. Ball beyond the near boundary after some hand contact from West Fargo, and Red River will have an opportunity to throw in, but now 3 points that stand ready there tonight. And you take a look at that drive for the title once again coming into the evening. And Red River, if they win tonight, they get to 21. Both Shanley and Davies win, they each get to 18. And then one of them will stay at 18 when they match up on Thursday. They're going to play each other coming up on Thursday. And so you would think if Red River wins this tonight, that should put them in the state tournament. I would struggle to see how they would not be in the state tournament in that situation. Kamara trying to come away. Kamara plays this back out to Owen Martin. Ball off to the right. Burris getting an opportunity. Now Burris comes in deep. Attacks on a little crosser route. Kamara was waiting, but the ball is broken up by West Fargo and pushed back out towards the boundary. Just looking at the schedule for EDC boys soccer, and I believe that's the last game of the season. Shanley Davies, West Fargo High, West Fargo Cheyenne. The Cheyenne game won't matter to Red River. Shanley at Davies coming up. So again, if Red River wins this and gets to 21, even if both Shanley and Davies win tonight, well, actually, there's the error that we had in the standings. My apologies, folks. Shanley has 18 points. That seems to clear up. I was kind of confused as to where we were tonight, and it looks like we had an error in the standings earlier that's been rectified. When we took a look earlier, we had Shanley at 15 points. Shanley has 18 points tonight, so we'll go back to that graphic now. And my apologies, folks. That Shanley graphic should be 18, and that changes things to a certain extent. Matter of fact, I think we can make that change on the fly here for you so that you have an opportunity to see the correct standings that we have tonight. Because we want to make sure that we show you what's going on here tonight that is actually the right way to go about doing this. And so my apologies for having a little bit of an inaccurate graphic there tonight, but hopefully that will change on the screen for you here in just a couple of moments. And there it is. So we do have 18 now for Fargo Shanley. And so that makes the difference. That's why this is a little confusing. So if Shanley wins tonight, Red River wins tonight, Davies wins tonight, Davies goes to 18, Shanley goes to 21, Red River goes to 21. Here's a long-range strike. It's going to be up and over the crossbar from Kamara. And then they play each other coming up, and if Davies were to beat Shanley, you'd have a three-way tie at 21. And so that's why this is so confusing, right? That's why the scenarios are as such. So, you know, you would need a situation where one of those two would not win tonight in order to get where you're going. You know, if you're Red River, you win tonight and get to 21. If Shanley gets to 21 but Davies stays at 15, or even just gets a draw and gets to 16, that should put you in. And then it's just about where you're going to finish, right? But if you win tonight and Shanley doesn't win, Davies does, you're going to be in there as well. That seems to be the way this thing plays out at this point. But that fixes why I was a little confused as to why it was that there wasn't more on the line in this one tonight. It seemed like, boy, Red River wins this one, they're in. But there's where the math was in that situation. Shanley already at 18 points changes the dynamic of the conference race. Long play up the field from West Fargo. Pretty much empty midfield. And now we've got an injured Rough Rider. That's back in the Red River defensive end. Haven't seen the trainers come out yet. And now they're going to call injury time, and they're going to ask for a substitution. And it looks like we're going to see a trainer come out, but up is William Sickler, the injured Rough Rider. He'll make his way off the field. Stoppages in play brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, your number one supplier of egg tires in the region, and brought to you by Apex Apparel, your hometown, family-owned and operated promotional shop in Grand Forks. Not sure what our call is going to be. Are we going to see a free kick for Grand Forks Red River? Oh, they're just going to restart play out of the injury stoppage. So they restart play, just kind of throw the ball in. Interesting way to go about restarting play. I kind of like that, actually. Ball on the right side. I'm not sure how this isn't offside, and that's because it is. Long run down the field, and I think it was Bryant that was on the far side of the field that clearly was offside at that point, and just had to wait for the whistle. But then it came in, and that takes care of that relatively quickly. So West Fargo will have a free kick on the onside call, or rather offside call. And I believe it'll be Lincoln Cole that will kick it away for West Fargo. Cole standing ready, puts a boot into one. Red River able to get out to it in the middle of the field. Little scramble on for possession there. Near side of the field, Finn Ranum trying to go through some traffic. Play the ball out. Good dribbling for West Fargo down the near sideline from Mike Fleury along the boundary. Ends up out of bounds off of Red River. And West Fargo will throw in. Loose near side, Red River breaks it up. Adrian Gonzalez looking right side. Good pass to Bryant. Got Bryant loose along the near boundary. Bryant trying to dribble away from pressure. This one ends up beyond the near line. And West Fargo is going to have a throw in on this. So we'll see the Packers throwing in their own end. Ball again knocked beyond the boundary. And Leosandro Kenyai will come over to throw this in again. Leaves it out in the middle of the field. Schindler trying to jump into the play. He'll be fun to watch play basketball this year for Grand Forks Red River. Fun to watch him last year. I believe just as a sophomore last year, Schindler ends up winning the opening basketball game of the season at home against West Fargo Horace on a 3 at the horn for Grand Forks Red River, and you knew you were going to be on to another dramatic season of Eastern Dakota Conference basketball at that point. Packers get to it. Cedric Baugh trying to make his way through the midfield. Robertson over to cut it off. Ends up falling down on the ball. And I believe they're going to rule some contact against West Fargo. And a free kick coming up for the Rough Riders. So the Rough Riders will have a free kick of it. Minute number 56 coming to a conclusion. Now into minute number 57 of the matchup. 2 goals for Red River, both coming in minute 30. A header from Schindler off a free kick from Martin. And a roller from Sickler on a pass from Kamara. 2-0. Grand Forks Red River trying to hold on for a spot in the state tournament. Play off to the right side. Ball ends up rolling well beyond the boundary. I'm not sure. I'm just going to kind of holler down here, and maybe Tyler Nelson can come over and join me really quick just to kind of maybe talk through some scenarios here, Tyler, if you know anything about the tiebreaker situation that Red River would be in at this point, just for the simple fact that last game of the regular season for them tonight. And there's one more game after tonight for Shanley and for Davies, and so not sure who they got tiebreaker advantage with, who they don't. Has anybody been talking about that at all on your end?
If you go on the EDC website, it breaks down, or I think it's on maybe on the North Dakota High School Activities, it breaks down the tiebreakers when 3 teams are tied for the same position. Then it goes to head-to-head. Amongst those three, which again won't be defined until Davies and Shanley play again. Then it goes to goals against, goals for, which again you can't tell until they play on. If both, that's presuming both Shanley and Davies wins, which looking at the huddle stream of Fargo North Davies right now, North is up 3-0 with 20 minutes left. So
wow, okay.
I would assume if we win, North wins, we're in.
Okay.
But again, I think the best mindset is to finish this game and just focus on that, because that's really all you can control. And so that's, I think, what those guys came with that mindset into this game, is you can sit there and try to play the scenarios all you want, but bottom line is you're going to come out and try to go 1-0 on the day. And that's, I think, what they're doing.
Sure, absolutely. Yep. But good update there. So North leads Davies 3-0, and there's 20 minutes left there in the halfway through the second half there. So if Davies were to go on and get beat by that one, they'd stay at 15.
Yep.
And then we make plans for the state tournament. So
that would be the goal. But
Mandan this year? Is that where that's at, I think? State tournament for soccer, high school soccer?
Bismarck Legacy?
Bismarck, okay.
Might be Mandan. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those.
But
it's all
in the
west. West is normally
city.
warmer, so let's just hopefully bank on getting there, and then hope on banking on a little bit warmer temps than tonight.
They're supposed to have snow before we are, though. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, it's a little impromptu from Tyler Nelson, the activities director at Grand Forks Red River High School, joining us here tonight, just to kind of get a rundown of where that is. And so, yeah, 3-way tiebreaker scenarios being what they are. But the thing that comes out of that right now is that Fargo North leading Fargo Davies 3-0 with 20 minutes left to go in that matchup. Well, if Davies were to drop that one and Red River holds on for a win here, that would put them in the state tournament tonight. There wouldn't be a chance for Davies to produce that 3-way tie. Here's a shot just up over the crossbar. Really nice play that time coming from Grand Forks Red River out in the middle of the field. Nolan Martin, I think, just kind of put it up and over the bar. So, with that update, we can put this back on the screen for those of you that are watching tonight. So there's Davies with 15 points. So Red River wins, they go to 21. And if Davies were to lose, they would stay at 15. And that would put a situation there where Davies has one game to play. The max they could get to is 18. And they would not be able to catch Red River's 21. And no one else could either. And so that's why with that game with Fargo North leading in that matchup tonight over Fargo Davies, that's a big result in favor of Grand Forks Red River at this point, who leads this matchup 2-0 on the all-true scoreboard. Kamara trying to break his way into the corner, ends up leaving one beyond the goal line. And we'll see how this one plays away coming up here in a moment. Vegan Construction game look-in. Designers, builders, engineers. Vegan Construction has been doing quality work in our area for nearly a century in the northern Red River Valley. Again, Vegan Construction with our game look-in tonight. Designers, builders, engineers in Grand Forks. 2 goals for Red River in the 30th minute. A couple of other near misses for Grand Forks Red River tonight. West Fargo's had a couple of opportunities to threaten here in the second half, but James Schindler on a header off a free kick, and William Sickler rolls one in on a pass from Maury Kamara, and that makes it 2-0. And that is your look-in tonight, brought to you by Vegan Construction. Designers, builders, engineers in Grand Forks. Ball along the near side boundary, and Aragay Kidani trying to get free. Owen Martin pulls that away. Martin trying to step up the field, got between a pair of players, then got roughed off the ball. And Thornton, who put a hand on him, was able to knock him out of the way and keep him from having another chance to strike at the goal. A turn here by Sickler, trying to pull through some traffic. They turn again along the boundary, and it ends up beyond the near side. And West Fargo will throw in again. So we're into minute number 62. 18 and a half minutes to go in the regular season, and if Red River can hold on, and we see North hold on against Davies, could be an opportunity for Red River to get into the state tournament here tonight. Ball booted beyond the far boundary. And this will be thrown in by the Rough Riders out in the midfield. Long strike to some empty space. Long run to come over to this for Red River's Easton Weiser. Got to it. Ball deflected, comes out in the midfield. Owen Martin off to the right for Bryant. Bryant putting his back to a Packer, trying to throw a shield and hold on to possession. Another long range strike up the field. Brady Robertson a little late getting back to this one. He's just going to play it beyond the near side boundary. Riders tried to make a play over to it to try to hold on, but could not. West Fargo will have a throw in along the near edge.
Into the Packers, number 23, Cedric Baugh.
Cedric Baugh will come back in for West Fargo. We have more sports action coming up on Thursday on KNOX Live Sports. Volleyball downtown. Central and Red River round 2 in the Eastern Dakota Conference schedule. That comes up on Thursday night. We'll have that for you on KNOX Live Sports. And a later start on Thursday night also on KNOX Live Sports for East Grand Forks football as they take on Roseau. This is the beginning of the taper down schedule for East Grand Forks before they go into the sectional playoffs. They always finish up their season with a Friday, then Thursday, then Wednesday to adjust for teachers' convention, as we'll see Andrew Christensen run one down. So this week it's Thursday football for East Grand Forks as they face Roseau. And they'll wrap up then the next Wednesday against Dilworth, Glendon, Felton. But on Thursday it's Roseau for East Grand Forks. We'll have that for you. That's a later start as well. They normally kick off at 6, but they're kicking off at 7 on Thursday night. Since it's Thursday, there's girls soccer in front of that as well. So that's what's happening there. Ball back out in the midfield for Lincoln Cole of West Fargo. 2-0. Grand Forks Red River on the all-true scoreboard, leading over West Fargo. Ball back near edge. A little contact there as James Bryant came over to try to throw a body. And we'll see West Fargo with a free kick out near the midfield stripe. Then on Friday, we're back here at Cushman Field. Kindred comes to town to take on Grand Forks Central in high school football. Number 2, number 3 ranked teams in North Dakota will square off coming up on Friday night. We'll have that for you here. Free kick from West Fargo puts the ball in traffic in front of Red River's net, but Riders back defensively in numbers to try to keep that from being an opportunity for the Pack. And West Fargo will have Erige Kadane coming over to the near sideline to throw one in.
For the Packers, number 14, Jackson.
That'll be game 7 of the regular season for football as well.
4, Seeger.
And only 2 games left in the regular season for East Grand Forks, 3 left for the Grand Forks schools for both Red River and Central before the playoff seasons begin. So we've got some things happening. I mean, this is starting to get down to not necessarily the nitty-gritty, but you're going to say goodbye to regular season soccer for the Grand Forks schools after tonight. Still a few weeks of volleyball left to go before they get into tournament time. And I know that, it won't be long before we start talking about sticks and pucks at some point coming up down the road. I mean, we got to be close to that, right? West Fargo getting loose, a little dribbler going wide. Packers able to hold this in. Drive towards the net, big angle. Oh, a nice block by Christensen. What a play for Andrew Christensen for Grand Forks Red River to make that hold up defensively. Wow. Came out and fronted a ball that was in front of him as West Fargo had a golden opportunity to try to cut the lead down. Ball ends up beyond the near boundary. Take a look at this again on the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. This is a good attack by West Fargo. Comes across in front of the net. See a good piece of dribbling here, and Christensen just uses the body. That's a heck of a play for Christensen to keep that out of his net for the Rough Riders. Keeps the 2-goal lead in check. See, the Packers have been aggressive here in the second half. They've earned themselves a couple of opportunities. They just haven't been able to finish on them, but they have had a couple of opportunities to work with. Riders throw in. Thor Seeger taking a look up the field. Long run for Bryant if he can get to it. Gets to it right along the boundary. Has some space to work with. Takes a look, dribbles off to his left. Long range chance. One hopper in on McMurray, who will cover that one up for the whistle. And we'll see a minute, or let's see, where are we at here? Minute 68 is where we are right now. 68th minute of the matchup. Ball comes out towards the near side. Play off to the right. Owen Martin making a long pass up the field. Thornton back to try to cut it off for West Fargo, and did so. So we'll see a throw in for Grand Forks Red River. So we'll see a throw in on the near side.
And for the Rough Riders, number 2, Finn Ranham. Number 13, Cooper Groven.
And the throw in comes out towards the near edge out in the midfield. And West Fargo is going to have an opportunity to play it out of their own goalie area. So,
into the game for the Packers, number 9.
Let's see what we have here.
Brown, number 25, Enosh Tamam.
Kick away from West Fargo. Getting a look down at Fargo North tonight, and they're still 3-0 in favor of the Spartans in that matchup. And their clock down there is down to 8:10 to go in the second half of that one, so we'll try to keep you up to date with what's happening on that matchup tonight. But obviously that would be a big one this evening if Grand Forks Red River could get the win here tonight and hold on, and Fargo North could knock off Davies. That would end the season for Davies most likely, unless Fargo Shanley were to be beaten tonight as well. Then there'd be something for those two teams to play for coming up on Thursday night. But Red River would have an opportunity. And Shanley was playing Fargo South tonight, and that's not going to be easy at all. Ball back out high and ball broken up. Chance produced by Thor Seeger. Roller coming in. Seeger tried to heel it and sent it just wide of the net. So we'll see a play coming out for Grand Forks rather for West Fargo. And McMurray was going to take it. Now he'll leave it for Ambika Rafine for West Fargo. As our matchup now is into minute number 71. Red River leading 2-0. 6-0 the first time around between these two teams, but Coach Pat Coulter in our pregame report tonight saying he did not expect it to go that way tonight. He thought it would be a little different scenario between these two, and he turned out to be quite right. 2 goals in the 30th minute, and obviously Red River going to play a little bit more defensively in the second half, maybe not take as many chances. They've still had some offensive looks, but with the 3 points that are on the line tonight, you get the lead, you ride this one out, and you hope for another week of soccer after the regular season comes to an end tonight, and that seems to be the recipe for Red River tonight. Schindler on the right side of the field, losing one beyond the boundary. Let's see where we get here.
Into the game for the Packers, number 10, Mike Fleury.
Riders are going to throw in.
In for the Rough Riders, number 5, Colt Panos, and number 11, Maury Camera.
A couple of changes that are being made here. They've moved into minute number 75 down at Fargo North. Still 3-0 in favor of the Spartans over Fargo Davies on our All True scoreboard. Scoreboard updates brought to you by All True. Regular screenings with All True's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Visit alltrue.org or call 780-5000. And we have an injury timeout, and it's Thor Seeger. It's on the field, and all kinds of injury issues this season for Seeger. It's just been tough for Thor Seeger, out quite a bit of the first part of the season, and had a chance to visit with his mom downstairs and mentioned the various types of things. Been a hip injury, some knee stuff that's gone on with Thor, but still out there trying to make it work, and right now down on the far side of the field. Clock will stop before we finish up the matchup here tonight, as they tend to Thor. And they're still tending to him as they look at that right leg. Looks like they're going to try and get him up. At least I thought that was Seeger. I might be wrong on this. Yeah, there's Seeger up there. I believe this is Brady Robertson, our player spotlight tonight. Yeah, that's Brady Robertson that the man was down, not Thor Seeger. Still accurate information about Thor, but he's not the one that's injured here. Robertson coming off the field, and rather gingerly as well. That's a tough loss for Grand Forks Red River. If there is another week of the season, you want to keep Brady Robertson around. There's no question about that. So, ball played out off the boundary in the midfield. Comes back out high. Look at it by Felician Sadar. And it will be possessed by Enosh Tamang for West Fargo. Long play up the field, too strong for Kamara to try to run it down. Ends up beyond the boundary, and the Packers will throw in. This one broken up to the right. Comes back off towards the right side for Ridwan Flawed. Off the right, long play down the field looking for Kamara. He's beaten to the spot. Packers turn that back up the field and then send it beyond the boundary. On the far side, Kamara taking one off the chest. Ball up to the right side. Kamara stepping in on that, then lost it beyond the goal line. So West Fargo will come back with it. We'll see if we can't try to catch up with a Fargo-Shanley score also tonight, as they were involved in soccer against Fargo South this evening. Try to get a score on that if we can. They should be in action about this time as well. And let's see, they've got about 9 minutes left there. And it looks like Shanley is leading South right now 2-0. So Shanley trying to hand South a loss. And so Shanley leading 2-0 in that matchup. That would change things up a little bit when it comes down to the league as well. We'll show you more about that in a second. Ball on the right side of the field. Cooper Groven trying to make a run towards it as it makes its way towards the corner. Hangs out along the boundary. Comes back right. Sickler tried to make a wheeling turn at the net. Ball ends up right and wide. Fleury will come away with it for West Fargo. He gets held up. And a trip coming up as the Riders came back into the play with Max Grafenauer. Well, if those results hold up, Shanley goes 21, Red River goes 21. Davie stays at 15, and that's it. We would know the 4 teams that are going to the state tournament. Davies loses, Shanley wins. 6-point separation between those two with only one night left in the league. So those results are a couple of interesting ones to watch come in at this point. Shanley leading 2-0 over South, and South in first place in the league right now. And down in at Fargo North, they're down to the final 30 seconds of that matchup.
And for the Packers, number 15.
And North's going to win it.
And for the Rough Riders, number
North
24,
leading 3-0 in that matchup tonight. So Fargo North about to pick up a victory in that matchup, and that will help Grand Forks Red River if they hold on here tonight. Ball back out high off the throw-in. Ball ends up towards the left. And that's going to be the end of that one tonight in Fargo North. And here's another shot for a score for Grand Forks Red River. So the Riders do come away with one more tonight. Make it 3-0. The goal will come in minute number 76 tonight. And Grand Forks Red River puts another one on the board here this evening. So the Riders will take a 3-0 lead.
Red River goal.
Take a look at it again on the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. This is Maury Kamara. It's going to have an opportunity at this. Ball comes right through traffic, and there's Kamara. Just a nice slow roller for Maury Kamara. Nice play set up by Grand Forks Red River as well. And it comes in the 76th minute of the matchup tonight. So Kamara, a goal and an assist. Red River leads 3-0. So Red River up 3-0. We've got a win tonight for Fargo North over Fargo Davies, 3-0. The results kind of working in Grand Forks Red River's favor tonight. Nice to see that on your home field. And they are into minute number 74 down at Fargo South tonight. And that is a 2-0 lead for Fargo Shanley. So starting to get the final pieces of the regular season filling in here. And Red River is going to be on their way to the state tournament, it would appear. Owen Martin getting free. He's in by himself off the right angle. Martin trying to come to a stop, knocked down, gets up. Kamara again. That one comes up off the crossbar. It's still loose, and a diving stop is made by McMurray to hold on for control. Red River trying to find some opportunities down the stretch to kind of put this one away with a little bit of authority and come out of here with a strong victory tonight. Had the 2 goals in the 30th minute. Didn't want to be held to just that tonight, so they were hoping for a little bit more. And it seems like they've been able to find a little bit more. Coming up, when we wrap up tonight in the post-game report, we should have the finals in that we need to give you an updated look at the standings as we finish up tonight. So we'll try to do that for you as well in our post-game report. Post-game report coming up, brought to you by our friends at the Ski and Bike Shop. The Ski and Bike Shop has quality products that you're looking for. They'll fit you out with the right boots for your snowboard, for your skis, all that snow they're getting out in Montana over the last couple of days and more coming up. Ski and Bike Shop, they're going to get you into skiing season early this year, it would seem. We got some chances of snow coming up towards the end of next week, although probably better off in western North Dakota, but lots of it in Montana and Wyoming, some of the prime ski places that we have. And our post-game report brought to you by Spring Advantage. Everything you need for spraying and application on your farm. The difference between Spring Advantage and their competitors is that Spring Advantage has what you're looking for in stock. Tips, tanks, nozzles, pumps, grain carts, seed tenders. 2 locations to serve you, Grand Forks and St. Thomas. Spring Advantage. Make them a part of your agricultural game plan now and for years to come. About to enter minute number 79 with Red River leading by a score of 3-0. Kamara trying to send one free. Comes back out to the right for Sickler. Sickler making a couple of twists back over to Kamara. Sickler again. Crosser out in the middle of the field. Ball empty in some traffic. Packers trying to clear it out. Comes back out towards the right. And we'll see this run down on the near edge for West Fargo with Mike Fleury. Fleury through the middle of the field. Gets held up. And some contact there that will bring us to a free kick. See a free kick from West Fargo. It'll be Arege Kadani.
1 minute remaining.
And we go into that final minute of play.
1 minute.
Still watching down at Fargo South. Shanley leading 2-0 over the Bruins. They've still got about 3.5 minutes left to go in their matchup. Free kick from Kadani that hits the crossbar of the field goal posts. And the I believe that we have one chant is going on down there right now as Grand Forks Red River has a 3-0 lead, and the trip to the state tournament coming up after Fargo Davies is beaten tonight by Fargo North. The Rough Riders are going to come away with this one and a trip to the state tournament going their direction
10,
tonight.
9,
Final 10
8,
seconds ticking off.
7, 6, 5, 4.
Little work through
3,
the midfield.
2,
Long strike up the
1.
field, covered up, and that's this one. Grand Forks Red River will get the victory tonight. The Rough Riders will move to 21 points in the Eastern Dakota Conference tonight with a 3-0 victory this evening over West Fargo. And the win will push Grand Forks Red River to 6-5-3. West Fargo will drop to 3-8-2 on the season. And Grand Forks Red River pushes themselves to 21 points tonight. And that means that we'll see a Red River team in the state tournament coming up after they get the right results to go their way this evening. We've got more to come on our post-game report tonight, so stay with us for it. We'll come back with the highlights of the matchup. We'll wait for that matchup between Shanley and South to come to a conclusion, give you the updated standings, and we'll come back with our player of the game, our finest cover of the game, all coming up in our post-game report, which is next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
This is the KNOX post-game show. Brought to you by the Ski and Bike Shop and Spray Advantage.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer tonight in the Rivards Turf and 4-H Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports tonight. Big night for Grand Forks Red River as the Rough Riders get everything that they were looking for in this one tonight. First of all, they get the victory, which was the important part of this tonight. And then from there, they're able to come up with a favorable result or two this evening to put them back in the state soccer tournament tonight as we make our way into our post-game report this evening. Ryan Cunningham with you here this evening, and glad to have you along with us for high school soccer tonight. Our post-game report brought to you tonight by Spray Advantage, everything you need for spraying an application on your farm. The difference between Spray Advantage and their competitors, Spray Advantage has what you're looking for in stock: tips, tanks, nozzles, pumps, grain carts, seed tenders, in 2 locations to serve you in Grand Forks and St. Thomas. And the Ski and Bike Shop bringing you our post-game report tonight. The Ski and Bike Shop has the quality parts that you're looking for and the quality products that you're looking for. Trek bikes, which are just gorgeous, and they're the right ones to use for basically any condition. They've got snowboards, they've got skis, and they can fit you up for the right boots there as well at the Ski and Bike Shop. Ryan Cunningham with you here this evening. Joey Springer was our videographer here tonight, and this one went Red River's way, although maybe not as smoothly as they wanted it to go. A couple of goals in the 30th minute that were back-to-back on back-to-back plays, and Red River decided to sort of hang things back defensively, try to keep West Fargo at bay. The Packers were an improved soccer team at the end of the season. That's definitely something that comes out of this. 6-0 the first time around, not even close to that the second time around. They had to work. Red River had to work pretty hard to come up with the scoring that they had tonight. But they get another goal in the second half from Maury Kamara. A couple of opportunities, and Kamara again was really good tonight for Grand Forks Red River. He's a player that second half of the year has really stepped up the way that he's played the game, and it's been a big part of why Grand Forks Red River has been able to have some extra success coming up here at the end of the season. So let's take a look at some of the highlights that we have for you tonight as our post-game report gets going. Brought to you tonight by the Ski and Bike Shop, and also brought to you tonight by Spray Advantage. And we get started here early in the first half. Well, actually a little later in the first half. This is the free kick coming in from Owen Martin, and it's slammed home on a header by James Schindler. That was the first goal of the game. And then in the same 30th minute, just a few seconds later, Sickler turns and rolls one through. Not sure what happened there. It wasn't seen. Red River 2-0 at the break. Then later, West Fargo getting a good chance to attack from a steep angle in. And watch this play coming up here from goalkeeper Andrew Christensen to take that off the chest and keep it away. And as the game went on, Red River looking for another opportunity or two, and they were able to find it. And again, this is just Maury Kamara turning things on for Grand Forks Red River. Kamara puts that one home, and Grand Forks Red River takes it by a score of 3-0. And that was the final score in this matchup tonight on our All-True scoreboard. 3-0. Grand Forks Red River gets the win here tonight at home in their regular season finale. And so with that, Grand Forks Red River had a chance to make their way into the state tournament tonight, and the Riders will do so. We're going to give you those final standings as they've gone final now between Fargo South and Fargo Shanley. That was the one that also mattered in this matchup, but there will still be something to watch as far as the scoreboard is concerned with that matchup coming up between Davies and Shanley on Thursday night. That will affect Red River, even though Red River cannot be taken out of the state tournament. They're in at this point. There will be something to watch in that one coming up. We'll tell you more about that as we continue with our post-game report. Coming up after one final break, we have our player awards coming up here as well, so do stay with us. 3-0 Red River wins this one tonight. We'll come back with those final standings and wrap things up for you in just a couple of moments. Stay with us.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
This is the KNOX post-game show. Brought to you by the Ski and Bike Shop and Spray Advantage.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer tonight. The Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. Red River wins this one tonight by a final score of 3-0 over, Red River defeats West Fargo 3-0. And with that, Red River's going to move on to the state tournament tonight. Before we go to our post-game awards that we have for you this evening, let's give you an updated look at the standings that we have after tonight's matchups come to a conclusion here tonight with Drive for the Title that we have for you this evening. And Drive for the Title, of course, here will show you that these are updated point numbers without the Cheyenne Central result. That one's not in as of yet, but the records are now accurate for South, Red River, Shanley, Davies, North, and West Fargo tonight. And you can see that right now South going to stay at 29 points after Shanley gets the win there. Shanley moves to 21. Red River moves to 21 tonight as well. But here's what's key now. So Red River goes into the state tournament tonight with a victory this evening, and Red River getting to that 21-point plateau means they can't be caught by Fargo Davies. But there's still a lot to play for, at least for Red River, with Fargo Davies on the field against Fargo Shanley. If Davies were to win that matchup, Red River should win the tiebreaker between Red River and Shanley. Right now you can see they're tied for 21 points in the conference, and the way that works usually is that it's the head-to-head result between those two teams throughout the course of the year. Red River has a win and a draw with Fargo Shanley this season, so you would figure that Red River wins that tiebreaker. That means if Davies beats Shanley, Red River gets to be the 3 seed out of the East. Shanley beats Davies, Red River will be the 4 seed out of the East, and that's the way that will come to a conclusion. And that'll be the end of the regular season for soccer coming up on Thursday. But tonight, Red River wins it by a score of 3-0. Post-game report continues, brought to you tonight by Spring Advantage, and also brought to you tonight by the Ski and Bike Shop. Let's take a look at our player awards. First of all, the PS Garage Doors Player of the Game Award tonight, brought to you by PS Garage Doors. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR for PS Garage Doors in Devils Lake and Grand Forks. PS stands for Perfect Service. If it's time for service on any make and model of garage door, PS Garage Doors has you covered with any sort of service that you're looking for on any make and model. PS Garage Doors, where the PS stands for Perfect Service. So, Player of the Game Award tonight, going to be Maury Kamara. Here he does it again. Kamara, second goal tonight, keeping a play alive, turns and finds one for William Sickler. A big play there for Red River to go up 2-0. And then later in the second half, they're looking for kind of a clincher. This one coming in late, although Red River had some control of it. But here again, Maury Kamara, right place, right time, puts that one away. Maury Kamara will be our Player of the Game Award winner tonight, brought to you by PS Garage Doors. Our finest auto trim, finest cover of the game, brought to you by Finest Auto Trim. Big or small, they cover it all. Finest Auto Trim specializes in recovering vehicle and boat seats. If you have a vehicle or a boat that has seen the better days when it comes down to their seats, particularly those boats that are out there, all throughout the course of this summer, maybe you're getting ready to put it away now, but you'd like to hit the water running next year with seats that are going to give you the support and the look that you want out of your boat. Finest Auto Trim is the answer. Stop and see them, 2201 Demers. They can also custom make covers for things that you store outside during the winter, like a boat, AC unit, that type of thing. Whether you got something to cover, power generator, they can custom create a cover for that as well at Finest Auto Trim. And one really nice defensive play tonight for the goalkeeper, Andrew Christensen, who makes steady plays all the time, but sometimes doesn't get credit for it. Here's West Fargo coming up deep in his end, and you watch the play off the chest. He comes over to cut off that right post tonight. There he was, took a perfect angle on that and took that off the chest. Great play tonight for Andrew Christensen. He'll pick up the finest cover of the game, brought to you tonight by Finest Auto Trim. Big or small, they cover it all. It's going to do it for our post-game report tonight, brought to you by Spring Advantage and Lake Region State College. Double dip coming up on Thursday. KNOX Live Sports will have East Grand Forks football as the Green Wave will go up in their next matchup against Roseau. We'll have that for you coming up on Thursday night. Pre-game coverage here on KNOX Live Sports 6:30, and the kickoff is at 7. And also on Thursday night, we'll have Red River and Central Volleyball. Pre-game report 6:30, and the first serve will be at 7 o'clock from Central High School. Want to thank all our fine sponsors, including our premier sports partners, Rivard's Turf and Forage in Grand Forks, rivards.com, and also a premier sports partner for us tonight, the Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks. Tonight, it's 3-0 Grand Forks Red River with a victory. Thank you for joining us tonight on KNOX Live Sports, and we'll talk to you again soon.